Now there's Newman 4th. Hodgetts is up to 5th in the Red Sierra. Good is 6th. Ratzenberger 7th. On his tail, number 21, Guy Edwards in 8th position. There's Sitner 9th and Hall 10th. And behind Guy Edwards, a furiously frustrated Frank Sitner is struggling to get to grips with the B-class leader, Roland Ratzenberger, there in 7th place in the red BMW. Now, back again with Guy Edwards. Past Ratzenberger up into 7th place. It's Graham Good ahead now, with Hodgetts in front of him. And it's a terrific race for Chris Hodgetts. First time in the Ford Cosworth Sierra. Over the line, 2 Sierras, 2 BMWs, into paddock. Hodgetts 5th, Good 6th, Edwards 7th, Ratzenberger 8th, Sitner 9th. Sitner has come up to Ratzenberger now, up to Druids. There's Ratzenberger, and behind him Frank Sitner. So now Frank, hopefully from his point of view, can do something about the Austrian in front. Down to the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend. On to Surtees, and Sitner is grimly determined to get past Ratzenberger for that Class B lead and the 3 extra championship points it would give him. Ratzenberger, Sitner, on to Pilgrim's drop now at about 140 miles an hour. Now the 320 horsepower M3 BMW leads the British Championship, it leads the European Championship. And here at Brands Hatch, it's Nottingham's Frank Sitner versus Austria's Roland Ratzenberger, and behind them, Britain's Godfrey Hall. 3 BMWs together. Lapping at 96 miles an hour in a 2.3-litre car. Ratzenberger, Sitner, Hall, Graham Hathaway, but Mike Smith there is lapping even quicker. In his BMW M3, he's just put up a new class record at 97 miles an hour. And if Frank Sitner on the left can't beat it, Mike Smith will get that vital point. But look at Sitner now. He is really going for it as they go into paddock, and that is Edwards. Guy Edwards is ahead of Good now, up into 6th place. Up to Druids, Newman 4th. Hodgetts 5th in the Red Sierra. Guy Edwards 6th. Good there, number 15 in 7th place. Now look for the BMWs. There they are, Ratzenberger, Sitner, Hall in 10th position. And this is the fight to watch, definitely. Roland Ratzenberger has got to keep his cool because he knows that Frank Sitner will be doing everything he possibly can to get past him. Sitner is closing up on Ratzenberger as they come out of Surtees, but the Austrian is still ahead. Pilgrims, 140 miles an hour, and Sitner's trying to get through on the outside. Ratzenberger moves across, takes the line at Hawthorne, 120 miles an hour. And Godfrey Hall is taking advantage of the fact that these two are getting in each other's way to close up in the black BMW, with Graham Hathaway behind them in the yellow Ford in 11th place. Up to Dingledell, on to Sterling's. Now Sitner, right on the boot lid of Ratzenberger's car, is looking for an opportunity to get past. If Roland makes one mistake, Frank Sitner will be through. They're coming up to Clearways. Out of Clark. Hall with a watching brief. Now what's Sitner going to try and do? He tried to get through on the outside last time. Is he going to jink through on the inside this time? No, Ratzenberger's going to close the door on him. Up to Druids. Frank Sitner is in a position any time to pass now. Coming out of Druids, down to Graham Hill Bend. And it's at Surtees on the previous lap that number 44 in the red BMW, Ratzenberger, ran wide. Sitner will remember that. Here's Surtees coming up. Ratzenberger's tight in all the way round. But Sitner's closing, he's going through, he is through. Frank Sitner goes up to 8th position and the B-class lead. That's giving him the 9 points he desperately wants. But remember, Mike Smith has got the fastest lap in the class. The 3 BMWs surge past the Ford Escort. And at Pilgrims behind them, leading Class D as ever, it's Phil Dowsett in the amazing Toyota Corolla 1600 with the fastest class lap at over 91 miles an hour. Ahead there of Andrew Jeffrey's 1800cc VW Golf. Number 70, Phil Dowsett, on his way to yet another class win. But up front, Andy Rouse is being chased hard there by number 5, the flying Tim Harvey. Oh, and he nearly goes off. Harvey really pushing Andy Rouse for overall victory. And that is Jerry Marnie lapping Phil Dowsett. Marnie in 3rd position. We're in car with him. Coming up to the Toyota Corolla 1600cc, and watch the difference in performance as Marnie puts his foot down and goes through. Now into the last lap, and once again it looks as though number 22, 4 times British champion Andy Rouse, is going to win for the 8th time in 10 races in his self-prepared car. And he's going to get an extra point for fastest lap. But Tim Harvey is 2nd. There he is. His best so far has been 4th. So he and Terry Drury will be well pleased with today. But it's going to be Andy Rouse's race. He's got less than a lap to go now. But Mike Smith has caught Ratzenberger thanks to that class fastest lap. Godfrey Hall 9th. Hathaway 10th. Roland Ratzenberger in 11th place. And Mike Smith in 12th. Down to Graham Hill Bend. The Austrian fought hard, but he couldn't keep Frank Sitner back. And he's going to have a job to keep Mike Smith behind him for the rest of the lap. But almost home, Andy Rouse looks certain to win. He goes out of Dingle Dell. He's just got the run down to Clearways, Clark Curve, and then he will see the checkered flag with Tim Harvey behind him in 2nd place as they come through to lap the Toyota Supra. Over the line, Andy Rouse from Semele in Warwickshire wins and takes 10 points. And Frank Sitner wins the class and takes 9 points. So, victory for Andy Rouse. 2nd, Tim Harvey. 3rd, Jerry Marnie. 4th, Mike Newman. 5th, Guy Edwards. And 6th, Graham Good. All in Ford Sierra Cosworth.